What's up? I'm on Rohan, all that good stuff. My day's going pretty good. Hopefully yours is. You can always leave a comment on that if you wish. Actually, just in case. Gotta make a few adjustments real quick. For some reason, my thing changed. I'm just doing general gameplay for this particular one. Getting everything going again like I had going before. More than likely, I'll probably be doing a motivational poetry thing tonight, possibly. If not tonight, tomorrow. I know that for a fact. Anyway, we're just going through and playing the game. My day's been pretty good. I got up early, got a few things accomplished, got a few items on the game. Now I'm just kind of chilling and all that good stuff. Making my way to the area that I'm trying to get to. Just kicking back. I'm also waiting to see about what happens with this person that's wanting to collaborate and stuff. I still haven't heard anything yet. So we'll find out soon enough. I had somebody else approach me about promoting and all that stuff. Usually do within a day to 2 days. At least one. I've started typing up my older material to put it in written form for those that would want to read it over, either watch me play or listen. I'll be working on the music version volume 2 pretty soon as well, actually. Won't really be that hard, but kind of waiting to get that all worked out as far as that. Started thinking about uh, the grab button, but on this game they don't have that. I'll probably be going to Vindictus a little bit later as well, possibly. Don't know yet. I know that's probably the next one within succession. Uh, that and somebody invited me to be a moderator, which I'm a moderator in a group now too. It's a small group, though. In fact, as of right now, I'm like pretty much the only one posting, so. I've been a moderator for another group once too, but I'm not really going to get into specifics with that. Not really mad at the guy or anything, but things happen to where, well, couldn't do that anymore. But we're going to leave that alone. I might even apply for a few voice acting jobs too, possibly. Let's see what happens with that. I don't really want to go into specifics, but I found out something interesting today. One of my people in charge at the place that I'm working at, something I found out that is their side hustle that I was like, whoa, wow, okay. I ain't getting into specifics, but it was a shocker for me. But yeah, I figured I'd do some just normal gameplay and all that good stuff for those that want to see that and all that. I'm pretty sure not everyone wants to hear me with my poetry thing that I do, so trying to humor a little bit of both as far as that goes. But yeah, I got a few things going on. Got the trading thing that I'm doing from time to time. Of course, got my YouTube as well as this. Got my little thing I'm typing up and working out my inspirations of a gamer releases and all that, amongst other things. Just kind of making my way to this area up here. That's what I'm doing. Right, onward. But yeah, I worked on a few other games. I got a couple characters I haven't shown quite yet, but that's mainly because they're way under geared right now. It's been a while since I've played this character too. As many characters as I have and many games as I play, there are quite a few characters that I play quite regularly, but because of how many characters I have, it makes it kind of hard to do it really regularly. Only other thing that kind of makes it hard is the job I do being on call and all that stuff. I've made it try to fit within being able to do this though, so makes it to where I can do this and still do that and not have any issues for the most part. Some of it kind of spills over sometimes, but it is what it is as far as that goes. That's how life is, though. You have multiple things spill into other things that you're doing and all that. So it is what it is as far as that. I'm just going around killing these things for right now. I might try to fight something else a little bit later. It's one of those days I'm tired because I've been up for a while now. I'm just glad to get my PC going and all that stuff again, so I don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. So it works. It was no fun trying to deal with that. I know that for sure. Still trying to farm some of my stuff too, so it's part of the reason why I'm coming here. Lately, they haven't been really doing any good Forge events, though, I've noticed, at least during the times I've been playing the game. I might try to make a rotation to where I play a little bit of each game or something. For a little while each day or something. I don't know. I'll figure out how that's going to work, but of course, I got a few games, so that's going to be hard to pull off, but I could possibly do a couple. Of course, I got other things going on too. My normal kind of thing that goes on. It's not always pleasant either, but it is what it is. Can't wait till this character gets the buffs and stuff about the same length of time. That's kind of aggravating when they're not. This character is pretty straightforward though, so actually on this character is one of my first poem releases that I have that I can never redo. Well, I could, but I'd have to read that whole thing again. But I got a little story I'm working on too, actually, but I haven't really touched it for a little while. I'm like stuck at a certain spot. I got a couple options I could go. I think I might. I don't know. I'm thinking about for that particular section or the sections that I'm not sure how I want it to go. I can somehow maybe write the three possible ways that section could go until it gets into the point where it all comes together and write the three different sections or however many sections it is. It's kind of like alternate endings for a story, kind of, but it's not the ending. It's in the middle. Or no, it's at the very start, actually. I don't know how I want it to go yet. Because it's like, do I want this guy to be a villain, a lover, a secret admirer? You know, how do I want this to go? I've thought about doing it though, where I write the three possible parts up to, or the three possible ways in that section that it possibly goes until it leads into the section that it's still going to be the same at that point. So it's kind of like depending on how turns out the best. I could pick. I don't know. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do, unfortunately. In fact, I've already did that actually, kind of, because I wrote it down like 3 separate times in this one section, leading up to a specific event. I don't even know the name of it yet. I just have a blank spot there. So, but it's going to be an interesting story, though. But also, the whole writing all my poems down might give me a few ideas. Actually, in fact, there's one part that was inspired by one of my poems. Not on my game channel, though. There's one I've talked about that's Harsh Winter Day. It's like the setting for the whole thing, but kind of minus that story there. But oh, and it's just ordinary too. I'm not even trying to rhyme during it, so I can imagine if I was trying to do the story and rhyme at the same time, it would probably mess with your head. I don't know. That might be a risky move, though. Halfway through, people be entirely lost. uh, I get myself lost from time to time, even. Oh wait, what did I just say? Wait a minute. There's times where I accidentally say something and I'm like, oh well, I better backtrack on that. uh, those are always the funnest because I'm like, oh, did I really say that? Okay, let's see. How can we turn that around? Might take me a minute. Let me go on off into this tangent for a minute. Oh, and something really interesting I found actually why I was writing it down. There were parts even in my first ones that I made a reference to a video that I didn't even think about referencing, but it applies. I'm like, oh, I referenced the video and I didn't even know I did. Oh, cool. Or I take and listen to it and read it and I'm like, okay, that's close to what I meant. Not quite. Very close. I might have to redo this at some time. Or make another version of it. Be like, oh, this is before I knew what I was doing. This is after. Or this is when I didn't know anything. This is when I started to know something. This is when, well, to watch as a, well, it's true with any craft, actually. To watch someone Well, you kind of. How can I put it without sounding. Well, the best way I can really put it is you kind of evolve or slightly change over time as far as what you do, what you don't do, what you say. It's quite interesting now that I'm reviewing my work, which has been done over a year ago. I'm like, oh man, did I really? What? By the time I get to these newer ones, there's going to be a drastic difference, and I know I'm going to notice it too. But even for anyone that's ever, you know, watched someone stream or videos that they do, you'll notice that it's actually kind of cool to watch that actually. I mean, especially if you like the person. Or to like the original thought that I was thinking actually though was to watch as a writer evolves how they write over time. I don't know why I was thinking that, but it's very true if you pay attention to people that have done any kind of writing or any sort of thing similar to that, or even within music. You you watch as the band slightly changes their sound a little bit. That's actually why a lot of people usually like a band for the first couple of albums, and then afterwards they don't like the band as much anymore. Because over time the band slightly changes. Or no one likes them at first, and then all of a sudden they like them toward the end. Usually that's how it works, as far as that at least. It's fascinating to watch it, though. To watch as a someone that is an artiste do what it is that they do and perfect their craft of doing that over time, to the fact that once they get to that pinnacle that they'll be at, to watch it happen is can be probably nerve-wracking too for some people, actually. That's actually part of the reason why specifically I I do it sometimes. I don't do it as much as I used to, but there's a little phrase that I like to say or type. Support your local bands, or the music they play for you is in vain. Some people don't realize that about that too. Actually, you go somewhere and a band's playing. Do you realize how much time they spent just to play in that one place? And you sit there for 5 minutes or however long you're going to stay there compared to how much work they put in. Doesn't always mean that they're good and they deserve that, but that's something you can possibly consider the next time that you run into a live band or something. Just keep in mind how long they might be rehearsing that. And it's not an easy feat by any means. Most people would never try to even do that. Most people don't have the patience to stand in a line for 5 minutes waiting for the cashier to get done compared to a musician spending months, possibly years, just for that one opportunity to stand in that line with you. They're playing their music as they do that, as you sit there and wait. I mean, even like content creators, you realize how much time we spend doing this stuff? Just for you, whoever you may be, to listen to it for 5 minutes, maybe 30 seconds. Perfecting our craft as we're doing it, of course. Whatever may be their specific niche or whatever. Even if someone is or is not watching. You realize how much dedication there is to do that? Most people can't even stand in line for 5 minutes. Yet there are some that are willing to spend months and months and months just for an opportunity for you to listen for 30 seconds. And hopefully like what it is you hear or see. Just to put that into perspective. Most people don't realize that, actually. Most people don't realize how much time people that do content of any kind, regardless if it's music, movies, anime, cartoons, drawings, poetry, streaming, content, game videos. Many of them spend months and months, possibly years, perfecting their craft. Just for that opportunity for you to listen for, what, 30 seconds? That's like me taking and reviewing all my work that I'm doing now and all that. I'm like, wow, There's moments where I take and be like, "Oh man, that was great." I know years later I'm gonna listen to that and I'm gonna be like, "No, it's not." I already know. Of course, that's true for any kind of performer of any kind, actually. It's like you go to a concert and you listen to the music and all that stuff. You can always tell if someone's actually listening or is a musician at least compared to one that is not in that. I've dealt with it myself actually, where they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that was the best version of that song I ever heard." Yet that guy made so many mistakes, but you never heard it. Being a musician though, that's different. Cause then not only can they'd be like, "Hey, I noticed that you did this right here. That was a pretty good move," or the conversations between musicians compared to someone who doesn't play during like a live show can be totally that you can really tell if they know what you said is not right. It's, unless they got a really good poker face. If they got a really good poker face, you may never know if they made a mistake or not. But if they don't have one, you'll know if you really pay attention. Or they'll just play it off like they meant to. At least as far as musicians go. I don't know about people that do content like this. I mean, some I imagine probably play it off like they meant to do it, but I don't know if they do or not. It just depends on how good their poker face is, I guess. You might be able to tell if you really pay attention, but for some of them, you may not. You never know. And the main thing about all this, though, is consistency. I have a lot of people message me and all that stuff saying, "Oh, there's such and such and this and that." And I'm like, "No." Like I had somebody say there was a problem with my YouTube channel today. It's like, "No, there isn't. I'm running it exactly the way that I want to. I don't care what your opinion is. You can't tell me or show me anything that's wrong with my channel. I'm running it the way that I want to run it, titling it the way that I need to title it for a later date, in a very, very OCD organized way." Like, I'll give you an example of how OCD this is. Every single character that has any video has their own playlist. Every single character. I have 18 on this game. This game alone. That's under the game name, of course, too. The only ones that don't apply to that is the kids version ones. But every single stream, or unless there's multiple characters played, if there's multiple characters played, I can't put them into that categorization system that I have for that. But it's very, very organized, though. I kind of wish there was one thing that you could do on YouTube that was actually a little bit would make it smoother for the way that I do my playlist, but they don't offer that. To actually, it shows you what your playlist is, but here's the part that I might have to look to see if maybe that's just a setting that I haven't found yet. But they give no option for me to organize my playlist the way that I want them to be on my channel. Because if I could do that, which I might be able to, I might have to look into that. Because I'm putting it like that for a very specific reason. I may have mentioned this before, but each character kind of has a theme that I have going on with it. For whatever reason, and I don't even mean to do it either. So I need to take and be able to see that playlist. And there's times where it's like, okay, I'm on this character, but what seems to be my main theme on this? Sometimes I will intentionally do that, but the guy's like, oh, my titles are that way for a very specific reason too. Tells you who made it, what it is, and the title of what it is. Because if you Google gaming with Knack, guess who's number one? You look up YouTube, guess who's number one? Before I did that, you couldn't find my videos. But anyway, oh, yeah, no, there isn't anything wrong with it. And the whole SEO thing, I don't even believe in that crap. I don't believe it. That used to be part of YouTube back when I actually first thought about putting videos on. And I see it as a useless service. I can prove it is a useless service too. I've done a few things on that, but that's part of the reason why you can't find what you're actually looking for anymore on YouTube. Because YouTube is connected with one of the best search engines in the world, is allowing people to pay them off to put someone on front when they should not be. But yeah, Oh, and actually, if you look up motivational poetry game video, last time I checked, I was like number 10 on the list. Kids motivational poetry, or kids edition motivational poetry, number 1 on the list. And as many videos as I put out with that title, which technically speaking, you're looking for the title. So technically speaking, without their SEO crap that should not be there, if you were to search up motivational poetry, technically speaking, because of the fact that that's always in my title for those specifics, my videos should show up number 1 under what YouTube is already optimized for. Technically speaking, because you're looking for the title. If I write motivational poetry, I better see nothing but motivational poetry on the search. Anyway. Of course, most of the ones that have done most of that are just bots anyway, and they're scammers as well. So I just hide or delete their comments, and always will. And they'll never get business from me, no matter what they want or what they offer. So, bye. And actually, I use vidIQ anyway, and it tells me what my score is as far as that. So there's no other need for me to use any more of it. But that doesn't even really concern me. And technically speaking, as far as SEO, to me, that's just a useless service. Let Google run YouTube the way Google runs YouTube. Do not tell them what to do. I think Google knows what they're doing. They've been around since, well, the net was the net. And guess who runs YouTube? I think they know what they're doing. Or at least that's my personal opinion on that matter. I'm going to take a quick intermission, then continue. I'm trying to remember which one it was. There it is. from my intermission. Gotta make my way back. Move my camera too. Got a nice little tripod that I use for my camera, actually. And of course, got my lazy boy and all that good stuff. That aside, nothing much going on other than me doing a bunch of stuff. I'm a very, very busy person. There's been a few that have tried to talk to me, and I just haven't had time to talk to them yet. Or they're trying to offer me a service that I'm not going to use, and I'm just not going to talk to them because I tell them no, and they still persist. So, no point in even engaging in the conversation, not worth my time. As far as that, my patience is kind of a little thin, but I try to be polite until they just start hassling me, and then, well, they usually end up on my block list at that point, but yeah, another thing that's kind of intriguing, seeing some of the people do these crazy things they like to do now. Like some of the people doing some stuff that you could tell they practiced. That's always something fun to watch. I generally don't really watch that much though. I do from time to time check out to see what's going on as far as people posting things and stuff, but I don't really have too much time because I got my own stuff I gotta be doing, posting too. So I am gonna try to see if I can organize my playlist a little better. I think though that is something that I do need to actually probably do that on my YouTube, but and I'm trying to debate on if when I move these, if I'm gonna put these on the characters playlist or make a separate dedicated playlist just for these. Probably be better if I made a separate dedicated playlist just for these. Make sure that. Okay. So actually, I probably need to start exporting some of them too, actually. But I specifically wait until they're off of Twitch, though, before I do that. So that way the Twitch community gets to see it first, as far as that goes. I'll probably play for a little bit longer and then take a little break and then do some more on a different character or whatever. I figured I'd just throw some random conversation in there. I do have a lot of work I gotta do though pretty soon too, so I'm probably gonna try to do some of that too. I got all that writing I gotta do, writing down everything that I've done before. Top of playing the musical instruments when I go to do my Inspirations Volume 2 that I'm getting ready to do. Very, very busy person. Very, very seldom am I ever idle. Always doing something. Either towards my channel or towards other ventures as far as that as well. Being a streamer is not easy, I can tell you that though. It may look easy and all that stuff, but it's not. Coming up with the content that you're going to do and then doing it, possibly coordinating with someone else while you're doing it, which I have never had anyone actually offer to do that yet, actually, but that would be interesting, actually, to be honest, to do a collaboration stream with someone else at the same time. It's very possible, too. Because I got like a Discord and all that stuff. I can easily have the audio from that be going through while they're talking to me while we're doing the collaboration or whatever. I'd have to adjust my music a little bit, but I could easily do it. So I'm kind of eager to see about this anime thing that's possibly going on. If they actually do anything. I might have to see if there's any other streamers that stream any of the games that I stream. There probably isn't, actually. I haven't seen any yet. I might have to look that up to see if there is any other ones. Or any other YouTubers that do the same thing. It would be a very fascinating thing. But yeah, if I'm not doing a YouTube video or working on one of my characters that I haven't quite revealed yet, I'll be streaming. So, but because I do still have a few characters that I haven't got to the point where I can do any stream or anything with them quite yet. That would be interesting to actually try to get to do a collaboration with someone, though. I may have to try to see if I can't get somebody to do one with me, just for kicks. Or a streaming partner, that would be cool. Somebody that streaming at the same time and we're talking at the same time too. That'd be interesting. Or maybe even if they're not streaming, they're just somebody that's funny or something. Or, well, yeah, make some kind of podcast out of it or something. I don't know. Oh, I know a few people that if I were to get on a microphone, they would. Oh, that would be dangerous, actually, for a couple of them. The funny thing about it is, about that though, is I'd have to do it a certain way, but I actually have lapel mics too. And I got like a set of four of them, so I could have four people going at the same time. It would be kind of fun. Of course, having the DAW and all that stuff too, that would be easy for me to do. It's not very difficult at all. And my being a sound engineer background for 15 years as well is a very lucrative skill as far as that. And of course, it looks like I might have to go. I gotta find out if I do or not. Okay. Hold on a second. Oh, looks like that one's already. Okay, well then. Well, that looks like all the time I have for now. So, until next time.